Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are making this acrylic welcome sign featuring copper vinyl lettering and a creamy textured background. All of the fonts and supplies used are located in the video description, but I wanted to show you the final proof that was approved by my client. Each sign has a placeholder to get a better idea of sizing. The welcome sign is a 24 by 32 inch, the unplugged ceremony an 18 by 24, the gifts and cards an 8 by 10, and each table number is 4 by 6 inches. I delete each placeholder since I don't need those anymore, and the table numbers have already been cut, so I go ahead and hide all of those. I then prep my design for each mat, relocating a few pieces to help save on vinyl. Once my project is ready, I continue and set my material to premium outdoor vinyl. Then I use my Cricut maker machine to cut my vinyl, and then I start to read each one of the decals. I apply my transfer tape and start to organize these decals by each sign. Now I am ready to start adding these to my acrylic pieces. I like using my extra large Cricut mat to help position, align, and center my decals. I am able to use this mat for pretty much all of my acrylic signs. I just make sure to apply the decals before I add the paint on the back. That way I can see through the piece and tell where I am laying the decals. I do want to mention one thing because I was a tad confused about this whenever I first received this order, but there is no seating chart with this set, even though there are table numbers. Just with the current environment and new regulations with caterers, this client wanted table numbers to help the DJ release guests for the buffet. So usually when there's a buffet and lots of guests, the DJ or the coordinator would walk around and privately release each table as needed, but just so the DJ or the coordinator wouldn't have to insert themselves in the middle of guests, the DJ made an announcement for each table when it was time. So here is the beautiful invite set that we use for inspiration for the signage. The envelope liner is kind of what we pulled for the colors and that textured background as well. I start by flipping all my signs over to apply the paint on the back. These are my 3 colors here, and for the first layer I just take a little bit of the gray and the white. I'm just giving it like a really rough mix and just start dabbing it onto the pieces. As you can see, it is really rough and has lots of spots that are showing through. That is because we are going to be doing a second coat that is just a tad different. So for the second layer, I start mixing that unbleached titanium color with the white and a tiny bit of gray. And then I start adding that to the piece as well. This time I am doing more of a solid coat, but still leaving like a few spots that kind of peep through, just to kind of keep that textured look going. So if you want to seal your paint or add a finishing coat to it, there are a few options. I personally like using polyacrylic, although for a look like this with the textured background, you do not necessarily need it. If you were doing like a full-on solid background or like a bespoke piece that you plan on keeping for a really long time, then I would consider adding the polyacrylic. here are how the table numbers turned out. I thought each was so cool and unique in its own way, and of course the welcome sign. I made the copper stand and hooks myself, which I also have a tutorial over that I will link down below in the video description. Please let me know any questions that you guys have, and I will see you soon.